What should a new teacher know about community college students? Well, this is just a real short little blip. It'd take a lot more to tell you everything you need to know, but one of the things that occurred to me is that community college students tend to think of their teachers in the same way they think of school bus drivers. I see it on their faces in the morning when I open up my classroom for the first time in the day, and how they're just looking at me and looking around, and how they wander into the classroom and find their seat. On the school bus, it's all up to the driver. All the students have to do is find their seat, sit down, and as long as the driver does their job, they're going to get to their destination. So that the students can just sit there and fall asleep, talk to each other, play with their cell phones. They don't have to do a whole lot. And truly, that's kind of the way community college students view things. They don't really expect that they're going to have to do a lot. And as a result, they actually don't do a lot. They have some tendency to not read their textbooks. They have some tendency to not study at all for their tests. And at the end of the semester, they'd have some tendency to ask their teachers for extra credit to make up for that. So there are a whole lot of imagery things that go well with the school bus thing. But I tell them, I'm not a school bus driver. I'm much more like a fighter pilot, which is a lot more fun anyway. But I am. I'm flying a jet, and if I'm flying a jet, then what are they doing? Well, they're flying jets too. So let's just put some a little less artistic looking jets in here to represent the students. There's a squadron following me. I'm guiding them to the hope of success in this class and in college, and their job is to follow me. But they're flying their own plane. And so there's certainly some things that they need to do. For one, they need to stick with me, right? Instead of going off their own way. If they wander off, they could get lost and never make it to success, never pass my class, never get a college degree. In fact, they might get shot down. Shot down by the troubles of life, usually. Maybe it's some friend who wants them to go to a party instead of study, or whatever it is. And so if they can just gear in and follow what their teacher really has for them to do and do it, they have a good chance of success. So follow the guide that's going to help them through the college experience. Then there's another good question though. Do they know how to fly a jet? I have my doubts. What does it mean to fly through college? What are the skills? Maybe reading and writing. A lot of them can't read their textbooks very well. As a result, they don't read them at all. Sometimes they're still shrink-wrapped 2 months into the semester, even if they didn't buy them or bought them. They can't write answers to questions or test questions, or maybe they can't carry on a conversation very well. They might be lousy at listening, a forgotten skill, and they sit in the classroom and daydream. So do they have the skills, or are they going to crash and burn? They may well crash and burn if they don't have them, and including the math skills. And I think that some semesters, not every one, because I don't want to bore myself, I just talk about this imagery in the first day of class or the first week of class and try to get them to understand it's their responsibility to get to their destination. And if they need to improve their skills at flying, then they better figure out how to do that. They better learn how to deal with language and arithmetic issues and get that up to speed in order to have any hope of success. And they better follow their guides instead of wandering off on their own tangents. So sometimes that's a jolt that they need. In fact, most of our students need a jolt, to jolt them out of their complacency, to get them to actually do something. The sad truth is, when they're not in your classroom, they aren't thinking about your class very much, and they probably aren't doing very much that would lead them to success in that class, if they're the average community college student. So jolt them a little bit. Put the onus on them. Tell them that it's their job to have success in college. That's my message to you today.